Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prizepicks video. This one we're talking about the MLB for Friday, June 28th. We have 4 picks in the video, so stay tuned to hear all 4 of them. If you guys want more picks, join up in the free Discord. You can see we post free picks in here. They hit 4 days in a row. We also do community plays where you guys can vote on specific props. These actually hit 6 days in a row. We are partnered with Prop Projections this MLB season. They make a spreadsheet of projections here. You can join up for free. They'll send out a free sheet about once a week, or you can get as many spreadsheets as you want for just $1. If you click join, you can set a monthly limit on how many spreadsheets you want per month. They'll have between 100 and 300 projections daily in their spreadsheet, and you can see that they import the Prizepicks lines, their projection that's based off a ton of data, and then the projected win percentage with the highest ones at the top. They've been really accurate all season with some of their top picks. And what I like to do is make a copy of this sheet, and then I could put in my own projections here, and you could see win percentages will change on the right. So putting in your own projections, and then you can come over here and filter by the win percentage to see the top picks based on your projections. That's what I like to do with them. So we'll see you guys over in the Discord, and also try out prop projections. Subscribe for free or pledge $1 for how many prop projection spreadsheets you want per month. An awesome tool. Like I said, I like making my own projections. But let's get into this one. So for the first one, we're going to go to a hitter stack. I like going to hitter stacks when I'm building out bigger slips. So I'll give you guys my favorite hitter stack today. It is going to be from the Cleveland game. They have tied for the highest run total game at 9.5 here. And Cleveland is the favorite here at -112 in this game against the Royals. So I like this game, high run total. And Cleveland has been really hot. We can target a couple of their extremely hot hitters in this one that play in the lineup around the same spot, so they can really help each other out with some of these stats and hitting these props. So when one guy has a good game, the other one is more likely to as well. Really a good way to have multiple of your props hit. So the first one I'm going to go to is going to be the leadoff for Cleveland. That's going to be Steven Kwan. We're going to go to his hitter fantasy score for a guy who's hitting nearly 400 on the season, coming off a couple rough games. I think he has a bounce back one here. I mean, he hasn't had too many stretches of 3 bad games in a row, so thinking he's in for another big one here. And I'm actually liking this matchup for Kwan. Then we're going to go to a guy that hits third in the lineup commonly. That's Jose Ramirez, who has hit Kwan in a lot this year. We're going to go to him over on his hits, runs, RBIs of 2.5. Really liking this spot for both these guys. So we're going to take a look at this one over on Outlier, which is a data tool. They have a free trial if you want to check them out. Just check the description for that link down below. Definitely an awesome tool. So we can see here on the fantasy score for Kwan, it's a line he's hit in 55% of games so far this season. And we can see the last 2, he only got 5 and then 0 fantasy score. So I think he's going to be in for a bounce back one here. He hasn't had too many stretches of not hitting this. And on the right, you could see over here, Cleveland against Alec Marsh. So we could see that Kwan has faced him 5 times. He's gotten 3 hits in 4 at-bats against him with 3 RBIs. So in a small sample size of 4 at-bats, really good stats, 3 of 4 with 3 ribbies. So definitely a good sign to see, even in limited data there. So definitely liking Kwan for those reasons. And in this spot, he's been extremely hot and just too low of a line for me. And then we're going to Ramirez, who should be coming up third in the lineup, 2 spots behind Kwan. So hoping Kwan can get on base. Ramirez hit him in, so they get that stack going with helping each other out here. So now looking at Ramirez over 2.5, this is a line he's hit 54% of the time this year. He's been absolutely on a tear. If we look at his last 20, he's hit this in 65% of games. Again, he's been on a cold streak in the last 2 like Kwan. I think a bounce back game for both of them. We could see against Alec Marsh that Ramirez is 1 for 4 against him, but he does have a home run and 2 RBIs on him, which is good to see that he can get some good contact and connection on Alec Marsh here. So Ramirez in a bounce back spot here, combined with Kwan. I think a good one to target one of the highest run scoring totals on the day and the team that's favored. And both these guys have been extremely hot all year, but cold in the last two, so I think a good spot for a bounce back here for these two on the hitter stack. For the next one, we're going to go to Charlie Morton over on his pitcher fantasy score of 28.5. I think it's a good spot here against Pittsburgh for him. If we look at Morton, this is a line he's hit in 8 of 14 games so far this year, 57%. And last year he hit it in 19 of 30 games. That was 63%, so definitely a line that he has been hitting consistently over the past 2 years. We can also look at Pittsburgh against Charlie Morton and see that the hitters that have faced him the most have really struggled. So we got Andrew McCutchen hitting .07 against him in 13 at-bats. And then you got Tellez hitting just 125 in 8 at-bats. Everyone else has 3 or less at-bats against him. So the two guys that have faced him the most really struggle against Morton, which is definitely good for the fantasy score aspect. And then also Morton, what you look for on the fantasy score is a high strikeout rate. He's striking out 9.08 per 9 innings, so just over 1 per inning, which is really good to see. And then also the innings pitched is another good indication here. In his last 6 games, he's gone at least 5 innings, which is definitely good to see for Morton. I think a good matchup here. You also look for a team that could be getting a win here, and they are 198 on the money line here against Pittsburgh, so that is huge as well. And then Pittsburgh coming over here to teams that strike out the most. So you can see Pittsburgh strikes out the 26th worst in the league. So I think that's 5th most in the league they strike out. And also you can see who strikes out the most in away games. And you can see Pittsburgh strikes out over 10 times per game in away games compared to home. It's just less than 9. So Pittsburgh really struggles on the road as well. So for Morton, liking him for all those reasons. I think a great spot here. But the icing on the cake here is if you come over to OddsJam, they compare lines on Prizepicks and other sites to what sportsbooks have. Prizepicks lines at 28.5. DraftKings has it at 30.4 and Caesars has it at 31. So definitely getting some value as well. OddsJam, another great tool to find these value picks on Prizepicks that are favorites on other sites. If you want to check it out, they do have a free trial too with the link down below. I use a ton of tools, as you guys probably have realized, so I recommend trying out some of these tools for free and see if they help you. If they do, it definitely is worth it. Okay, next we're going to go to, I think it's pronounced Pallante, over on his strikeouts at 3.5 facing Cincinnati. So another team that strikes out a ton. If we come back to the teams that strike out the most and scroll down to Cincinnati, you can see they are 23rd here. Strike out nearly 9 times per game. And this is a low line at 3.5 for Pallante, so we can come over and look at him and see on the season he's 4 or 5 hitting this. Definitely in a good spot, and he has faced Cincinnati before. Got 4 strikeouts against them. We could see Pallante against Cincinnati players, against Jonathan India. India is hitting 143 in 7 at-bats. Ellie De La Cruz is hitting 1 for 5 against him. So a couple of guys that have a lot of at-bats, and their best players don't hit well against them. And then we got Cincinnati against right-handed pitchers. Their K rate actually is higher. It's 27th most in the league at over 25%. So a massive K rate against right-handed pitchers as well. So definitely liking Pallante in this spot at a low line. All right, so definitely get in the Discord for free. We do give out free picks here. They've hit 4 days in a row, and then we also have community plays over here you could vote on. But definitely check out Prop Projections. You could join their Patreon for free and get notified when they post the free projection spreadsheets, or you could sign up for $1 of how many you want to get per month, and they'll notify you when those projection spreadsheets go live. Definitely worth it to get all the Prizepicks lines here with a projection that's fully customizable, that shows you the highest win percentage based on the projections. And like I like to do, you could change some of these lines to get your projections in here and see the win percentage based on your projections. Fully customizable, super cool. Definitely check them out. We're partnering with them all MLB season. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, we'll see you over in the Discord, and subscribe to the channel.